Today on In the Woodyard, we're talking about Fiskars products. We got some bill hooks, machetes, and some saws. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. We're gonna try it out right now. So if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I am a huge fan of Fiskars. I have been using their products for well over a decade, probably 15 years or so. I recently came into a whole bunch of tools that I did a trade for with my good friend Tony, and my old good friend Tony, that is. I've got a whole bunch of tools here that I'm excited to try because I have used some of them in the past and they work excellent. So I saw these, he had a variety of them, so we did a trade and I got some cool things. Now, I have had this particular tool right here. This brush axe, they call it. It's a 9-inch brush axe. I've got one of these. This is a brand new one, and I use it a lot. It's great for trimming out brush, cutting branches, saplings, things like that. And it works absolutely excellent. But then I saw he had this one here, this bill hook with the saw, this little hatchet, another little bill hook here, a little tiny one, and then you got a machete, and then this bad boy right here. I call this the Zombie Killers. It's a Fiskars XA23. I don't even know if this is available. I did a video with this just the other day. Awesome tool. It's got a nice big long handle. Worked great for trimming out brush. So these things work great. I'm going to try another one of them today and then kind of do a comparison. We're going to eventually try them all, but today we're going to pick out one of these and try it. Maybe two, we'll see. One of the things that I've mentioned, Fiskars has been around for a very long time. I believe their company's been in existence for like 370 years, something like that. It's a very big company. They do billions of dollars in sales each year. One of their number one things they do is they do a lot of stuff with sewing and scissors. These little orange scissors, you've all probably seen them. And they have sold over 1 billion, that's billion with a B, pairs of these scissors. So obviously it's a pretty cool thing and a lot of people like them, or they wouldn't sell 1 billion. Just to sell 1 million of something is a lot, but 1 billion, that's saying something. So today what we're going to do is I want to try out two of these that are very similar in design. If you look at them, you can kind of see this one right here is very similar to this one. We got a small version and a big version of their bill hook saw. So we're going to open these up, and this is what we're going to try today. I'm going to see which one I like better, the little bitty one or the little bigger one. Both of them probably have uses that each one would be better for, and we're going to try them out so we know which one is better. So if you look at the back of the packaging, there is a little sheath. It's like a nylon sheath that you can put on your belt and have the tool hanging there. So both of them have that, so that's cool. One of the things I'm not a real big fan of is these plastic clamshell for displays. I know they work good for displaying and showing the product in the stores, but I don't like them. Nobody likes these things. You got to practically have a chainsaw to get them apart. What I like is this kind of a display. Just like this. It's hung on the shelf just like this, or on their hooks. They got a hole there. You can hang it up. It's a piece of cardboard you discard. It's got all the information. No unnecessary plastic stuff right like this here. So we're going to see if we can get into this. Again, we're going to use the Fiskars scissors to get in here. And I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to cut from back here and go up around the side. And again, I'm trying not to cut myself because this plastic is very sharp. The actual tool, yeah, it's just, don't need the plastic, just saying. That is sharp, but I can tell right away it's not as sharp as some other saws that I've used, and it's not really offset all that much. And this bill hook is just okay, so feels nice in the hand, so not too shabby. Let's see how it fits into the sheath here. I believe, open this up, and that's what I figured it'd be, a Velcro. Oh yes, they got a plastic inside of the sheath here, so it's like a plastic inside of it. So let's see how this fits. Look at that. Fits very nicely. It's got a thing on the back here so you can hang it on your belt, and it can hang to your side. So pretty cool. Nice sheath. Better than a lot of them that I've seen. So there's that one. We're going to open up this little boy next. And this one is called a bill hook Croquette, I believe is how they say it. So we'll get this one, a little bit smaller version, same kind of thing. I can tell already looking at the teeth, it is not the same as far as the saw on the teeth on the other one. Again, nice little sheath. I'm fighting to get it out of there. There, I got it out of the plastic. Yeah, this is more of, it's got a beveled edge here, and then it's got kind of a sharpness there. So I'll pull this one out of the sheath here. You can see the difference. So you can see the teeth are quite different on these. This one's more like an actual saw. And this one is probably more of like a serrated knife. Yeah, so there you go, the difference. I do not know what the holes are for. I have no clue. Hanging them up maybe, but why would there be a bunch of them? I don't know. You can tell right away, this one has more weight. I like it. This one's very light and small, so depending on what you're doing, maybe this would be the size to be good. Now this is displayed and shown in their marketing that is used for trimming weeds, grass, shrubs, gardening, that kind of stuff, for digging and then cutting off, like in the fall of the year when you trim off your plants and things like that. This one I think could be more for cutting wood, for trimming out brush. So we're gonna try it on some grass, we're gonna try some brush and then see which one I like better. Now cost-wise, I am not sure. This bigger one, I looked it up. I think this is a little over $70, could be 75, somewhere in there. That's what I saw. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. That's what it was listed for. So you probably could find it for less than that. And this little guy, I do not know at all. Obviously it would be less, it's smaller, or maybe not, who knows. But there they are, so let's go give them a try. All right, so we are in the back of my property and I have the two tools mounted on my belt with the sheaths. And I got the little one here, the bigger one here. Two at a time, it's kind of cumbersome because they kind of get in your way when you're trying to bend. But I can tell you this, that the sheath is nice to hold it in there. And Velcro does work very good. You can pull it out real easy like that. I kind of have it in here so that you kind of tuck it back and in, put the Velcro on, and then you buckle the buckle over the top, almost like a pew-pew. Like where you'd buckle it in place. So you buckle it there, and then this one over here, same thing. Got it here. You can pull it out like that. Let's see if I can do this. I quick draw. Nope, I can't quick draw, but I can get them out. Kind of like I got a 6-gunner on the side here. So there you go. Sheaths are on. I'm going to take these off. I just want to show you that you can wear them like sheath on the side. You can put it in like a holster. I think if I mounted it more to my back side would be better. I got a belt loop right here that's kind of in the way, but it does work and not too shabby. So we're gonna try them out. So I took off the two sheaths. We're gonna set these over to the side and we're gonna get to cutting. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm gonna take these and we're gonna use it to kind of cut some of these. I've got goldenrod and some weeds and things here. We're just gonna trim it up. So we're gonna see how it works. So come on over this way. Okay, so my first instinct is to take the big one and just start whacking. The little one, I don't know that it's got enough length or weight that you could whack. Well, let's try the big one and just see how it does on these. They're kind of woody type plants. It is goldenrod basically. So let's see what happens. Yeah, you can chop them. You give them a whack, it'll cut down. I think if you hold on to it and did that, it would work better so you can hold it. And I think maybe that's why the little one is designed like it is. You can hang on and give it a whack. Yep, that works. So you can do that. Let's try one back here. Yeah, it trims off really good. Now the serrated edge, I'm going to try that and see how that cuts on this stuff back a little farther here. Let's grab a wad of it. Oh yeah, works really good. Actually, grab a hold of it and do a little slice back and forth, cut it right off. So that worked really good. The cutting edge on this little one is nice as far as that goes. Let's try the saw part one on this type of stuff. See how that works, if it works as good. Nope, not nearly as good. Because this grabs it, all it does is grabs it and it just wiggles back and forth. It doesn't really cut it like this one does. So for cutting, this edge is better. But I think chopping wise, this is better. Let's go try this on some trees and limb some branches off. So we're off to the side a little farther back on my property. And this particular branch has been in my way now for about a year. I just keep ducking under it when I walk down the trail here. But it keeps getting lower and lower because as the branch grows out, it's coming down. So today it's going to literally come down. I'm going to cut it down. And we're just going to go to the big one right away. We're going to put the little guy off to the side here. Actually, no, let's take the little one. Let's set this bigger one over here. You take the little one and see how it does on these smaller pieces here. Let's bring you guys in closer so you can see the action. You can see what's going on here. Let's see, is that pretty good right there? Yeah. So let's just see this little one, how it does on chopping here. Yeah, it takes it right off, no problem. So obviously the little stuff, well, can't really get a swing on it. It works. I mean, I cut it, but not great. Bounced a lot. Cut another one back over this. We'll cut this one off. Let's cut this bigger one back here. Oh yeah, take it right off. So it works pretty good for chopping. Not too shabby at all. Now let's take the bigger one and see what kind of damage we can do because carnage is fun. So here's the branches from the other one that we cut off now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of chop on the end here and take this chunk off. I'm gonna take it off in pieces. This has more weight. It feels better already. I like the little swell in the back here. I think people call that the fawn's foot or the palm gripper thing. I don't know what they call it, but there it is. So let's try this. I got about halfway through. I got a lot of bounce here. This particular tree is a box elder. It's chopping it. I'm taking chunks out of it. There we go. So what was that, 5-6 swings? Took it off. Let's take this one off next. I'm gonna see if I can just get it one chop. It's kind of bouncy, so maybe it won't. No. There we go. I don't know how many that was. A few. There we go. So yeah, it works okay. Now the one we used the other day, the big long one, the one that I call the zombie color, it's a XA23. I like that better. This is okay for one hand. It's not too bad. We're gonna try this on some lower shrubs in just a little bit, and some twigs and some brush that's growing low to the ground. We're gonna try this out. Now I'm gonna try to chop the rest of this off. We'll see what happens here. See if I can get it to fall down. So you probably can see I chopped this off one other time way back here. I might even actually sawed it off. There's a little stumpy thing there. We're gonna cut it way back here so this is more open up, because this whole branch is in my way. Whenever I mow through here, when we walk down through here, where I use this area to do photography of portraits I do of people, and it's always in the way. So we're just gonna get it off of here. So I'm gonna chop this off right here, right now, see what happens here. Well, we're getting close. Success. Great success. So you can see here, I tried to chop it, you know, like this, and then like this, kind of like you would with an axe. And it works. Kind of a bouncy limb, so that makes it hard. And it works okay. I wouldn't say it's the best tool I've ever used. Now we're gonna try using the saw part. I'm gonna saw on the same limb here, see if I can take the chunk off of it, see what it does. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna chop away some of this brush here. And this stuff is thornberry. It's got a black berry to it that it grows, and it's very thorny and very picky and nasty stuff. So we'll get this out of here. Trim that off, trim that off. I'll get this one busted off. Just trying to get this so you guys can see. So just kind of breaking these off. Chop that out of the way. There we go, I just took another chunk off of that. So all I'm going to do is to try to use the saw part. We're gonna saw right here and just see how it does. I'm not really sure it's gonna work so good. I think there's other ways that would be easier and faster. Yeah, the saw is just, it's cutting, but not great. There's not really enough offset as far as opening up the kerf. It's not very wide. This is more work than it needs to be, I can tell you that. A bow saw would be better. So I guess if you had to use it, you could, but... And it's kind of a one-handed thing. You really can't two-hand it. Plus I gotta hang on to this branch here because... All right, I'm ready to give up. I'm about halfway through and it's not going so good. But again, this is probably more than it should be used for as far as the thickness of it. Yeah, not working great. Okay, so that's a fail. Don't like that. Let's try a much smaller one and see what happens. All right, so we're over by my creek here, and there's a branch right here that I'm gonna trim off right there. And then, let me see if I can get in here without falling in. Instead of chopping this one off up here, I'm gonna try to saw it off and just see what happens. Because it's only about finger size. Oh yeah, not too bad. Worked. Not great, not bad, but I think it's easier to just do that, to just give it a whack. So now we're up a little bit farther on my property in the edge of the woods here, and I did cut a branch off on the backside here because I use this area for photography, but now this is all starting to bush out. So we're gonna use this just to hack these off, just to trim it down. And I think this is kind of the intent of this, is that you could use this for chopping small branches and limbs, just for trimming stuff off like this. And this works great. Nice, easy little strokes. There you go, look at that, done. That works pretty good, I like that. Here's another one over here. This one right here, let's try this one. All this little bit of brush right down here. All this brush down here can be trimmed off, so we're gonna give this a whack. I'm gonna get over here and get a better angle. Just trimming off all this little stuff here. Works better if you kind of hang on to it because it bounces so much otherwise. There we go, I got all that trimmed off. And if you cut close to the source, just like when you're sawing something, you cut close to the source, it cuts better. So I got that trimmed out, that worked good. So here's another area that's all grown in now, and I want to kind of open this up. It's been bothering me for a while, so we're gonna walk back in back here, and I'm gonna chop some of this stuff out, and I'm gonna try to take off some of the bigger ones here first. And this is an area that I have trimmed quite a few times over the years. I can see stuff that's all regrown in here. The trouble is it keeps growing. Better. Take that one out. Take this one out. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. It works okay. I like the big bad one we used the other day better. Pull this out of here. I'm going to trim out this one. Stuff that back in there. Take this big one out here. There we go. Got that one out. Better. Now she's starting to open up a little better here, so I don't have to ride past here and get all scraped up from these branches hanging out as I ride with the mower through here. So I got that kind of opened up. It works. I wouldn't say it's the best tool for the job. It does work. I like that longer handle one that I had the other day better. But between the little one and the big one, I do like this big one better. Let's go cut some grasses. Okay, we're in an area where I got some tall quack grass growing kind of stuff here. And not that I would use these to trim it off normally. This would just get weed whacked or mowed over. But I just want to see how these do if you're trying to trim out some tall grass, whether you're chopping at it or if you're going to try to saw it. So let's try the little one first, and we'll try the little saw part on the back here. Grab a handful. Yeah, that works good. This little guy on handfuls of stuff, if you're going to trim out, say, your garden, and you've got you know, some stuff that you want to get out, it trims it off really nice. You can see there. It cuts very good, actually. It's got that serration, and I do like that. Let's just try whacking it a couple times and see what that does. That works also. You just give it a whack and chop it out. Let's try the bigger one now. And again, I'm going to chop with this one first. And again, I'm trying not to hit my hand. Chopped it out just fine, but I got a feeling the saw part not going to be so good on this grass. Let's just try. Yeah, it works okay, but you're pretty much ripping it and pulling it is all you're really doing. It's not really cutting it because the teeth are made for probably more like cutting wood. So there's that. Okay, so here we've got some of this pampas grass. It's this thicker stuff here. So we're gonna try both of these out and just see how they do. I'm gonna try this little one first. Oh, it trims it really good, look at that. Trims that off really nice. And then I've got back here, there is a little bit of cattail growing. So I'm gonna get in here and just see if that, oh, it chops that off really nice too. Look at that, took it right off, no problemo. Worked pretty good for that. Now we're gonna try the bigger one. Obviously it's gonna work really good. So we're gonna grab a bunch of this stuff. Look at that. Just like greased owl dung. Cut it really fast, I like it. So back here there's a willow tree growing, which I have no idea where this would have come from because there's no willows around here. So I'm gonna chop it off because I really don't want a willow tree in here. But we're gonna pull this stuff out, give this a chop. And there's some more cattail here. Give that a chop, cut it off really nice. And then we're gonna go down to this willow here and just give it a whack. Look at that. That works really nice. And this is the bigger one nice clean cut there. Chopped it out really good. I like it a lot. So there you go, the Fiskars bill hooks. They work okay. I would have to say that the bigger one definitely is better as far as the chopping part of it. Sawing's just okay. The little one works pretty good for the cutting part. And obviously to get it smaller, If you're smaller hands and you're not going to be cutting trees down, this probably works just fine. Gardening purposes, trimming, things like that. But I'd prefer the bigger one with a little bit more reach, a little bit more weight. When you hit stuff with it, it's got more impact. So I like this bigger one better. If I was to pick one, I'd go with the big one. That's just me. There you go, folks. If you want to see some more Fiskars stuff, there's lots more on my channel. I did one just the other day of the big bill hook, the XA23, but I don't even know if that's available anymore. It might have been discontinued, but still, it's a pretty cool tool. So go check those out. That's all I got for today, folks. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with another video. Right now, go watch some of the other videos on my channel. There's 2,000 waiting for you. Good night, everyone.